And it was a busy week in court for former President Donald Trump and his attorneys. We know testimony got underway this week in Trump's hush money case in New York City, where he is accused of falsifying records in order to cover up an affair. During breaks in the proceedings, Trump voiced his displeasure to the gathered media.
This is a trial that should have never happened. This is a case that should have never been filed. It should be over. The case is over. You heard what was said, and the case should be over.
Attorneys for the former president also speaking at the Supreme Court this week, arguing that Trump has absolute immunity for actions taken while in office, an argument federal prosecutors call unconstitutional.
Without presidential immunity from criminal prosecution, there can be no presidency as we know it. For 234 years of American history, no president was ever prosecuted for his official acts.
His novel theory would immunize former presidents for criminal liability for bribery, treason, sedition, murder, and here conspiring to use fraud to overturn the results of an election and perpetuate himself in power. Such presidential immunity has no foundation in the Constitution.
A lot to talk about. Let's bring in our panel now. We want to bring in former legal advisor to Donald Trump, May Mailman, also the director of the Independent Women's Law Center, and Mark Reichel, criminal and civil defense attorney. Thank you both for being here. May, I want to start with you. You have worked directly with Donald Trump in the past. What is standing out to you this week, and also what do you make of his demeanor?
Yeah, so in the criminal trial, I think actually the thing that President Trump seems the most irritated about is the gag order. And, you know, this is something that is a very unique restraint on President Trump, something that the ACLU has weighed in against in another case. And President Trump is facing contempt charges for reposting other people's things, for calling Michael Cohen sleazy. And, you know, Michael Cohen is sleazy. But as far as the trial itself, I do think actually it's going fairly well for Trump. And I think that he agrees with that. The prosecution has done a lot to make it seem salacious, but they really haven't gotten anything about the case, like any elements that you'd actually need to prove for your case. And then I think he did very well in the Supreme Court.
I appreciate that. Mark, let's go over to you. What is your take? Are his attorneys making a strong enough case?
You know, it's really too early to tell. I'll tell you this much. I think round one definitely goes to the people of the prosecution here, because I think Pecker is really important and he did exactly what they needed. But round two is coming up. Michael Cohen, okay, is going to have serious problems. To this day, really recently, in January of this year, Michael Cohen told a federal judge trying to get off of probation that he really never did anything wrong and that he hadn't, that, you know, he's coerced into pleading guilty and so forth. That's going to be really tough for the prosecution here to now tell the jury, please believe this individual. I can also tell you, I think Hope Hicks, who I think the prosecution was really relying on, remember, under oath in Congress, she said, I didn't know anything about the hush money payments until November, until long after they happened. I think the way that prosecution will get around that is say, but you found out afterwards that there was a conspiracy to hide them, which is, I think, what they're going to go after here and try to hammer home that it's not necessarily the crime, but it's the attempt to cover it up that will get you.
May, you mentioned a gag order before. We know Trump also facing another gag order hearing on Thursday in this case, and prosecutors laying out the social media posts that they believe violated this gag order. I want to piggyback off of what you were saying before. What do you make of this? What will the outcome of Thursday's hearing likely be?
You know, I think it's likely that Trump does end up having a fine for his various statements, because the fine amounts are relatively small for Trump, $1,000. And so I think it feels consequence-free to go ahead and punish him. But I think the problem really is that you can't forget that Trump is running a presidential campaign here, and that the trials are fully wrapped up in whether he's qualified to be president. And it's something that people think about. And so for him to not be able to say things about the trial, to call the trial unfair, or to call people who call him names, call them names, he really wants to highlight how unfair that is. But when he says how unfair that is, then he gets in trouble for violating the gag order. So he's in a catch-22, but if he gets fined, you know, he's going to keep doing it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.